Namaskar, स्वागत है आप सभी का. Welcome to the Embassy Weekly Online. And first of all, we would like to wish a very happy Dushehra to all of you. Let these festive days enlighten your life with happiness and love, as well as protect from any kind of evil. Shubh Dushehra. This week, Russian President Vladimir Putin's schedule was full of interactions. Actually, as usual, on October 13th, he addressed the plenary session of the Russian Energy Week International Forum. The panel discussion topic was global energy transformation for development.
Energy sector has been severely affected by the crisis caused by the coronavirus, when due to lockdowns, the slump in business activities, halting of production and transport traffic all over the globe, the global demand for energy has drastically shrunk. Unlike the oil market, the gas market, first of all, European gas market, does not look to be well-balanced and predictable. The main reason is that not everything on this market depends on the producers. No lesser role is played by the consumers of gas. Higher prices on gas in Europe are a consequence of a deficit of energy and not vice versa. And that's why you should not deal in blame shifting, as we can say. This is what our partners are trying to do. Russia flawlessly fulfills its contractual obligations to our partners, including our partners in Europe. We ensure guaranteed, uninterrupted gas deliveries to Europe.
Climate change. Russia is fully aware of how acute the challenges in this sphere are. We can see and feel all the threats and risks, both for the humankind, for the planet, as I have just said, and for our country as well. Russia has been supporting international climate initiative. We have been honoring our obligations, and in the upcoming decade, we intend to ensure that the greenhouse gas net emissions are lower than in the European Union. I will reiterate what I have already said. Fighting climate change is our common task, the task of the humankind, and difficult, hard, big work is ahead of us. It will involve a wide range of experts, heads of companies and civil society groups and states. However, the climate agenda should not become a tool for promoting economic and political interests of some countries. Together, we should develop unified, clear, just rules of climate regulation, which will be global.
On October 14, Vladimir Putin took part in the meeting of the Supreme Eurasian Economic Council via video conference. The participants discussed current issues related to the activities of the Eurasian Economic Union, including joint efforts to counter the spread of the COVID-19 and to address the socio-economic consequences of the pandemic, energy cooperation, and the formation of unified oil and gas markets and collaboration on the climate and environment agenda.
We are all highly motivated to ensure greater development of our union. We've been up and running for 5 years, and the results that we've seen have been very good for all of us. We have already achieved a number of goals on the way to even further progress as economies, as countries. This helps us to improve our multilateral cooperation. And we have a draft strategy for the Eurasian Economic Union development and the Eurasian Economic Commission and integration up to the year 2025. This document is here on our tables, and this document sets forward a number of tasks which would allow us to create a common market for goods, services, capital, and workforce.
On October 11, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov took part in a high-level commemorative meeting dedicated to the 6th anniversary of the non-aligned movement. For the first time, Russia participated in the NAM event as observer. Addressing the audience, he read out a welcoming message from Russian President Vladimir Putin, noting the enormous experience of the movement's interstate cooperation, which is of particular importance given the current turbulent situation in the world. He emphasized that the NAM will definitely continue to play the great role in collective efforts to build a more democratic and stable world order and to strengthen trust and mutual understanding between members of the international community. In addition, Sergei Lavrov expressed confidence that Russia's obtaining observer status will help to enhance the effectiveness of our joint work, mutual support and coordination of actions in defense of the principles of international law in the interest of bringing more democracy into international relations. On October 12, Russian Foreign Minister took part in the 6th ministerial meeting of the Conference on Interaction and Confidence-Building Measures in Asia, held in Kazakhstan. In his remarks, Sergei Lavrov stressed that with the growing instability around the world, it is important to prevent the situation in Asia from further deterioration. The bloc-based confrontational ideology should give way to an awareness of the benefits of pan-continental cooperation, of forging strong, mutually complementary economic ties, and resolving differences jointly through peaceful dialogue. The Russian initiative to launch a new area of cooperation within the CICA in the field of information security was widely supported. On the sidelines of the event, Sergei Lavrov had a number of bilateral meetings, including with the Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar. Topical issues of the bilateral agenda, international and regional problems, in particular the situation in Afghanistan and the Asia-Pacific region, were discussed. Special attention was paid to cooperation in the SCO and RIC formats. The ministers reaffirmed mutual intention to further intensify the Russian-Indian contacts at all levels. We are concerned about the continued activity of the ISIS terrorist group in Afghanistan. On October 8, it committed a major terrorist attack in the Shiite mosque in the city of Kunduz, in the north of the country. As a result, 150 people died, about 200 people were injured. The group's militants also claimed responsibility for a terrorist attack at a religious school in Khost province, where they killed 7 people. We do hope that new Kabul authorities will put their words to cope with the ISIS into practice. On October 12, the G20 Extraordinary Leaders Meeting on Afghanistan was held under the Italian chairmanship in a virtual format. The Russian delegation was headed by Deputy Foreign Minister Igor Margulov and the Special Representative of the Russian President for Afghanistan, head of the 2nd Asia Department of the Russian Foreign Ministry, Zamir Kabulov. The Russian side emphasized the importance of forming an inclusive government, taking into account the interests of all ethno-political forces of the country as a key step towards the completion of peaceful settlement in Afghanistan. Russia also underlined the need to unite efforts in order to prevent further worsening of the crisis in Afghanistan and its undesirable consequences, such as the growth of terrorism and drug production in the region and around the world, a new surge in flows of the Afghan refugees, as well as the risks of infiltration of terrorists under their guise into neighboring countries, primarily Central Asia. On October 20th, Russia will host the Moscow format meeting on Afghanistan to support inclusive national reconciliation in the country and to discuss a possibility to convene a conference on humanitarian and other assistance to Afghan people under the aegis of the United Nations. Delegation from India will also attend, looking forward to the continuation of our result-oriented dialogue. Third Eurasian Women Forum was held in St. Petersburg on October 13-15. On October 14, Russian President Vladimir Putin addressed the forum.
The forum works with BRICS, APEC, UNIDO, the G20 Women for Women. The world is changing and we have new goals, and women play an increasingly important role in promoting sustainable development on the climate agenda, protecting the environment, and coming up with new approaches on education and everything that is related to human lives around the world. Medical workers, and among of them many women, were at the front lines of the fight against the coronavirus. Millions of people, it would not be an exaggeration to say that millions of people are grateful to women for saving their lives. Women have an acute sense of the importance of life.
The main theme was a global mission in a new reality. Key discussions were devoted to the role of women in ensuring global security, transition to new models of economic growth, social progress, overcoming the negative consequences of the coronavirus pandemic, achieving balance in the context of universal digitalization, solving global, environmental and climate problems. It was attended by women leaders from the CIS member states and other countries of the world, including India. On October 9, the traditional Russian-Indian festival dedicated to the 147th birth anniversary of Russian artist and philosopher Nicholas Redich was organized by the International Redich Memorial Trust for the first time in 2 years after the eruption of the coronavirus pandemic. The function included the solemn opening of several art exhibitions, replicas of famous paintings of Nicholas Redich devoted to great teachers of the humankind banners of the East, along with works by 3 Indian artists, Sangar, Luhra and Sharma. It was followed by a gala concert prepared by the teachers of the Children's Academy of Art named after Elena Redich. That would be all for today. Thank you for watching us. Keep tuned to our social media and website, and see you online.